I feel that as a teacher, we have to teach from the heart. You must want them to do well. As a kid, I don't know why, but I always liked to teach. I had a sister who was a teacher, an older sister. Grandmother on my mom's side, she's a teacher. My grandfather, my father's side, he was a headmaster of a school. And I don't know, maybe it's the gene or what. So that idea of teaching was very nice. I really enjoyed it. I used to get my friends to pretend that they were students and I was teacher. We had blackboard and I would teach. So teaching was my first choice. It was not because I couldn't find other jobs. I wanted to teach from the beginning. I take care of my dogs and take care of the little garden I have. That I don't do much of it, but yes. But my main hobby is reading. I like reading a lot. I had lovely teachers in school. They would, see, I get emotional thinking about them. They would go out of the way to show or to make us study. You know, I was a bit weak in maths, and I had a teacher who would ask us, a group of us, to come to his house to learn, no fees, and his wife would prepare Milo and biscuit for us while he teaches us a good 2 hours, and we had to learn. So all that kind of environment, I think, made me want to continue, you know, to see what I could do as well as a kid, and I enjoyed doing that. Yeah, my method has changed completely, teaching online, but more crucial is how do you get them engaged online. I find that my teaching approach has become different in the sense that I also like to use the approach of story, and even get feedback from students say, Miss Sujata likes to tell us stories and I like to listen to the story. So I talk to them like a story. So when I tell them in the form of a story or a case study as it's called, they find that it's interesting to learn. So that way I find that learning takes place. The one big challenge I faced was in 2019 when I landed in hospital because I was very ill. Yeah, so they couldn't find the cause of the illness. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't walk. So a whole series of events took place. The heart was not working well. The lungs kept filling in with water, you know. So there was a series of conditions, and they couldn't explain to me, the hospital, as to what was going on because they weren't sure either. Funny, all through the time, instead of thinking of how to get well, I was wondering how these students are going to catch up with the syllabus. You know, looking at what is it I can do to make sure they have learned in the course. Of course, the school was very kind. They already made arrangements for teachers to take over the lessons and things like that. So I have also built rapport with students, you know. So they were sad I wasn't around, you know, so they mentioned it in WhatsApp. So in the hospital, I'm WhatsApping my students and they're WhatsApping me in the ICU, you know, but I'm still alert so I can, you know, talk to them. So that kind of connection that we had helped me a lot because they also came to visit me, and that helped me heal. Like, so I would think that they wouldn't be bothered. After all, you know, she's sick, let her go. I have another teacher. I need to focus on my studies, right? But they didn't. They actually came forward with books and asking me, you know, what exercises I should do and to improve myself, you know, to improve my well-being in that sense. So that was the lowest part of my life, actually, not being able to be there and worrying about, you know, how these fellows are going to catch up. But yet again, seeing that they reciprocated to all that teaching done and that affection shown when I wasn't well, you know, so it helped me recover as well.
Hi, Miss Sujata. I hope you're keeping well. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for being such an amazing teacher and also for being such an important support system for all of your business students. You have always been available for us as a business teacher and also as a person who I could talk to and express my feelings. Thank you for giving me such great opportunities and for always pushing me to give my best. I will forever be grateful to you and thank you for all your efforts, Ms. Sujata. Take care.
Kun got first prize, for the ANU competition. It was a big deal for tailors. Who is this?
Hi, Miss. For me, as I look back on our time together, I hardly remember any one specific moment that really stands out. Instead, what I do remember feeling was a general sense of reassurance and even a feeling of safety from being in your class, because it never felt like you were just in it for a job. Instead, as an old student of yours, it genuinely felt like you were there to guide us and to support us. So, thank you for pushing us to do better, encouraging us not to give up, and for simply believing in us.
I did A-level law under Miss Sujata. I was a terrible student, but she took it upon herself to take me home every day after classes and drill me in preparation for the exams. I got through it. If it wasn't for her, I'd have flunked, and I'm forever grateful for that. She is indeed a teacher that goes above and beyond just teaching. If I had to pick a teacher to educate my child in the future, I would pick Miss Sujata. Thank you so much, Miss Sujata. I'll never forget you, and I love you always.
Amira. Trip then. Okay. I remember, yeah. John, I thought many years, yeah. Amira, much longer. Amira's got a little baby as well. Yeah. She's done well, She's done very well for herself. Yes, we keep in touch. Facebook. You see, I was never a fan of Facebook until I saw that Facebook I can use it to keep in touch with my students. So that way I keep in touch with a lot of them. Whatever you choose, do it properly. You can change your interests. It's okay. You can change it. But whatever interests you, just do it well. Don't do it half-heartedly because you're forced into it or things like that. Even if you're forced into it, try and finish it. Go into it because, it's important to your parents as well. And I hope that as my students, they will make some change in this world, that they can inspire somebody and show that kind of kindness. Yeah, whether they are going to be into teaching or something else, it's up to them. But do it with a heart. Don't do it because it's a job. I feel that as a teacher, we have to teach from the heart. You must want them to do well. It's not because it is to prove a point that we could get how many A's or B's. Even a C student will do well later in life. Sometimes it's important to take a break. When it's a break, just take the break and don't get stressed when the student doesn't respond the way you want them to respond. Just let them be, but continue to nurture by motivating them with your words, and they will eventually come out of it. My name is Sujata Devi Nair. I teach on the Cambridge A-Level program. I'm the program director for the Cambridge A-Level as well.